Hey minions, how's it going? Pyro Mastermind here. We're back. This is alpha this is version alpha 19 for Prison Architect. Tell you what, let me pause the game and just do a quick little run through about what's new on the update if I can find it. Uh Definitely gonna have to redesign our prison to fit some of the new things, but right off the bat, uh, here we have Armory, where you can totally divvy up your guards in massive, well, yeah, just massive over-the-top weapons. Forestry, you can now actually grow trees and use wood in the workshop to make something other than license plates. I know, right? Let's give a round of applause. They are finally giving us something else to make. And of course, classrooms. A new thing that they're doing with the workshops, kitchens, and yeah, the workshop and the kitchens is you need to be trained. Which, you know what? I can totally see that being reasonable. In fact, I welcome it because it's a great challenge. You can't anymore just build like 3 workshops back to back and expect 60 prisoners to know how to handle a saw or press. Let's see. We will go more into the classrooms they offer and what they do in a bit. Let's hit Armory. Oh, this is also new because there are so many new items. You can switch between everything or just what you're hovering over. See, if we go over the infirmary, what should be is, yeah, medical bed, offices, they also highlight. What I would love to see is actually tabs. You know, go a bit The Sims, kind of. Let's see. Electrical chair. Still don't have a use for it. I'm hoping they will, you know, shock a few prisoners. I'm sorry. Very bad joke. Let's see. In the armory, you have a guard's locker, weapon rack, and you need, I believe, and a table, yeah. Now, if you hire any armed guards, each armed guard requires his own locker. But they all share the same weapon rack. But of course, you can have like 20 weapon racks back to back. In the workshop, they added a carpenter's table, which if you have a forestry to grow trees, your gardener will cut them down, and you can use the wood to make beds, I believe. It's like fancy beds they sell for, oh man, I want to say 200 a piece, but do not quote me on it. Even though I'm sure some of you will. In the classroom, you have the school desks for the prisoners to learn, and then I believe they just use the office desk. The teacher uses the office desk. Sorry, my mic's beeping. Let's see. What else is there? Oh yeah, exports. Now this is a big thing, I believe, because no longer do you have to wait for the end of the day to get your cash. What happens is, as you make like stacks of license plates, they'll be carried over to the deliveries and picked up about every hour. roughly. It depends how fast they can get to the deliveries, but you actually get paid every hour now. And of course, at the start of the new day, you get paid for your prisoners. But yeah, that way you have a more steady income throughout the day, as opposed to just having one big ass chunk in the middle of the night and spending it all before 3 or 4 in the morning. Let's see. Staffed. Of course, armed guards have to be armed with a shotgun. Of course, the more for each armed guard you have, you get a -1 danger penalty. But of course, if you have a riot, you just circle them together and, man, rush on through. They mean serious business. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, they got rid of the lawyer. Yeah, they totally got rid of the lawyer, which, I don't know how I feel about that, actually. I was hoping that they would actually put him to use. But, oh well. As you can see, they redid the research board. Now it's starting to actually look a bit more like a clipboard. Yeah. So, what's new is, for finances, you can actually get, you can have, up to 3 grants simultaneously instead of 2, which is a new thing I will touch base on. You can borrow money. If you're ever short, you can just borrow a huge sum of cash, and each hour you just pay off the interest. You don't pay off the actual loan until you click on it manually, but each hour you pay off interest. And the more payments of interest that you make on time and efficiently, the better your credit will be. That's a new thing. You have a credit rating, and the better your credit rating, the more money you can borrow. So what I did in my test prison is I just borrowed like one sum, the lowest possible, and I forgot about it. 3 days later, my credit rating was maxed out, and I could borrow a couple of thousand, I believe. Tax relief. You know what? Let's head back to that. I want to pop open into finances. Now, we have corporation taxes, which is 30%. With tax relief, it drops it down to 15%. And then, of course, with offshore tax haven, hello Cayman Islands, it drops it down to 1%. Which, if you have a large prison, a lot of that money is going into taxes, or will be. And then if you just have the offshore tax haven, you could be 1% could be about the same as what 30% is now for us. Alright. Now, in the, oh yeah, education, this guy replaced the, lawyer, and he, runs educational programs for your prisoners, which we'll get to in a few. Armory. You have, with your armored guards, you can get them, tasers, which are, one shot, and then they take a full hour to recharge. So it's, $400 for taser, and once you, research the taser and any other additional thing, like the body armor, every time you hire a new security guard, they get the in addition to the hiring cost, you also pay one-time fee for their tasers and body armor if you research it. If you research it after you've hired them, what you have to do is build yourself an armory and a table, and then the guard that doesn't have the equipment will just head into the armory, pick it up, charge you, and then head back to work. Now with body armor, this is an interesting thing. It's 50% more protection, but you have a 30% movement penalty. So if you have a prisoner on the run, your guards are 30% slower. So you have to keep in mind, if you get body armor, to have redundancies just in case if someone tries to make a prison break, like say 2 or 3 sets of walls. And oh yeah, tasers. This is just for armed guards. Taser rollout. This gives tasers to your regular guards and dog handlers. So everyone in your prison has tasers, which is a lot cleaner than shotguns, trust me. We don't... Now I know there is supposed to be a 4th symbol right here that is enables and disables weapons free. So if you want your guards to focus mainly on tasers during a riot, instead of blasting away with shotguns, you can disable weapons free. However, they added in a human mechanic, which I love. So if your guard is about to be killed and you have weapons free disabled, if he's about to die, he will still whip out his gun and start shooting, even though you told him not to, because of course the human mechanic is you're about to die, you're going to do everything you can to survive, even if it means disobeying the warden's orders. So since we're here in the finances, let's talk about this. They took out days without incident from the when you sell your prison, which is violations. Yeah, they moved it from here and they put it into finances. So you get extra money for each day your prison has no problems, up to a max of 10 days. And I think each day is $1,000. So if you can have 10 straight days without any problems, that's 10 G's right there. However, at the first sign of trouble, if anything happens, you get dropped down to 0. So yeah, it's all or nothing. Let's do staff. Same, jobs. Needs, still the same, still a lot. Contraband hasn't changed. Meal quality, yeah, all the same. Policies as well. Here we go. Grants. Excuse me. Grants. Now, right now, we can only have 2 grants at a time. However, if we research on the accountant, we can have 3. So no more can you just simply click like all of them at once. You know, you choose 2 or 3 and you work on them. Which isn't to say that like for example, cell block D requires 50 prisoners. If you have 40, you know, and you choose others and then you have up to 70, as soon as you click this, you will complete it. Let me show you. We click it. There it is. Raise it to 50. In progress. I gotta defreeze. And just like that, we succeeded. So, it's, you can work on these, well, certain one of these, whenever you want, like maintenance, visitation, education reform, which one? Inmate nutrition research has to be done, you have to start this one before you, before the quote-unquote timer starts. Sorry. I'm honestly having a little trouble with this one, because it's a single poor meal for 2 days, and then serve 3 good meals for 2 days. I know I'm drawing a complete blank if it's you feed them once for 2 days, or you feed them one poor meal 2 straight days. Oh well. I'm sure somebody would be kind enough to comment and correct my total brain fart. Now, and what you see is also down here, it's what's completed. Oops, scrolling. And then what is up next, and these require prerequisites, like this one is security procedure certificate, so you need to get this one. What I actually want to see is what's hidden, you know? I don't want any of them hidden. I want to know what all of them are. So I don't care how long the scroll is. They really need to remove the hidden. Now, programs. This is the biggest one. Here we have, I'm sorry. The programs, they train your prisoners to work in a workshop or a kitchen, and then carpentry. And then here we have a behavioral therapist. You need a therapist for this, and for the workshop, it requires a foreman. In the kitchen, you just need a cook. And in essence, you start classes, and it shows you how many are interested. It is, there are 10 seats per session, and each prisoner has to do 2 sessions before they can take a test to graduate. And if they do graduate, they can work in the workshop. Same with the kitchen, and as you can see, the last tab, or slash, it's easy to pass, so expect like 80% passing rate. In the kitchen, easy as well. Now this one, carpentry apprenticeship. This one's advanced. I found that I get about 40% passing. And in order to do this one, they have to complete the workshop safety. So it's always one thing above another and another, which is, I love, you know, it's just, you have to think about it and work your way up. Now, general education and foundation education. This teaches your prisoners basic skills, you know, that they might not have picked up in their life of crime. Also, if they complete this, they have a better there's a better chance of them not being violent in your prison, as well as behavioral therapy. So if you have a really high like danger rating, just have a few behavioral therapy and some education classes, and it will help keep your prisoners from rioting. Let's see. So here, we're just gonna start a class, and it went from 18 to 8, so 10 spots have been filled, and 8 more are interested. And then here we are, 9. So, because this is done by the foreman, it's a 10 to 12 class, and then this one is done by a a cook, so it's a 10 to 12 as well. However, when you get into the foundation education classes, these are both taught by a teacher, which means it's the same teacher, teaches both classes, but they cannot be taught at the same time. Here's a perfect example. So, carpentry class, also done by the foreman, but because he's teaching a class here, he has to teach this one afterwards. You know, they can't be both at the same time, like any obvious school thing. And then you can also just reschedule all programs. Finances, we talked about the days without incident, the corporate tax, and violations. Here's a big one. Currently, if we sell our prison, we own 100% of it, and we can sell it for $250,000. Now, if you want to sell a share of your prison to get some cash if you need it, you can sell shares and buy shares. Now, if you sell shares, your total prison value drops from $250,000 to $218,000. Sorry, because 10% of the price, and then you get that, and then the 10% difference is paid to you now. You can also buy the shares back up if you have some cash on the side and you want to increase your prison ownership. Now, you can only sell up to 50%, no more. You have to be the controlling business owner. And the only thing that it affects how much of the prison you own is when you come to sell it. That's about it. That's the only thing. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna end this video because I spent the last 20 some odd minutes talking about the updates, and I will actually put a note in the tab for anyone who wants to miss this, me boringly talking, and just jump straight into the gameplay to jump to the next video, which I will start shortly. So, that's it for this one, minions. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up or thumbs down, and jot your comments below if you can, if anyone has already figured out, where is it, the inmate nutritional research. I would really appreciate it. Otherwise, take it easy, minions.